Listen to me. I am Mr. Wallet. I spend my life pressed against your thigh, suffocating in denim, smelling your desperation. I hold your cash, I hold your cards, and I watch you make mistakes. You work hard, you trade your hours for dollars, you put those dollars inside me, and then you think you're done. You think, good job, me. I saved $1. Wrong. While that dollar sits inside me, it is dying. It is being eaten alive by an invisible monster called inflation. Every year, your money buys less stuff. That $100 bill, next year it's worth $97. The year after that, $94. Leave it there long enough, and it won't even buy you a candy bar. Saving is not enough. You have to make your money work. You have to make your money have little money babies. That is called investing. And no, investing is not buying a JPEG of a monkey. It is not betting your rent money that a dog-themed coin will go to the moon. And it is definitely not listening to your cousin Greg, who swears he has a system for day trading. Greg lives in a basement. Do not listen to Greg. We are going to do this right. No gambling, no fluff, just the mechanics of how to stop being poor. Let's start with the engine. The thing that makes rich people rich and keeps you asking why your latte costs $7. It's called compound interest. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. He probably didn't, but let's pretend he did because he was smart. Compound interest is interest on interest. Here is the math. You invest $100, you make a 10% return, now you have $110. Next year, you make 10% again, but not on $100, on $110. So you make $11, now you have $121. It doesn't look like much, it looks boring, it looks like watching paint dry, but give it time. If you save $500 a month starting at age 25, assuming an average return, you are a millionaire by retirement. If you start at 35, you have half that. Time is the ingredient. Winter is coming for your finances, and you need to build the wall now. Not when the creditors are at the door. So, where do you put the money? You have asset classes. These are the buckets. First, stocks. A stock is not a lottery ticket. It is a piece of a business. When you buy a share of Apple, you are not betting on a line, on a graph. You are buying a tiny, microscopic piece of the company. You own the desks. You own the patents. You own the right to a slice of the profits. You are a capitalist. Congratulations. Why buy stocks? Because companies make money. They sell iPhones, they deliver packages, they sell sugar water. As they make money, the value of the company goes up, your stock goes up. Second, bonds. Stocks are the gas pedal, bonds are the brakes. When you buy a stock, you own the company. When you buy a bond, you are lending money to the company or the government. You give the government $1,000. They say, thanks, pal. We will pay you back in 10 years, and every year, we will give you 4% interest. It is safer than stocks. If the company goes bankrupt, bondholders get paid before stockholders. Stockholders get zero. Bondholders get the scraps. But bonds are boring. They don't double in price overnight. They are the vegetables of your portfolio. You eat them so you don't die of a heart attack when the stock market crashes. Third, real estate, land. They aren't making any more of it. You buy a house, you rent it out, you get paid. It's a good business, but it's a job. Toilets break. Tenants are weird, roofs leak. You can invest in real estate without being a landlord through things called REITs, real estate investment trusts. It's like buying a stock, but the company just owns malls and apartments. Fourth, cash. Cash is trash. I hold it, so I know. Cash is for spending and for emergencies. It is not an investment. If you keep all your net worth in cash, you are guaranteed to lose money to inflation. It is the only investment with a 100% guarantee of failure over the long term. Now, let's talk about the market. People say, the market, like it's a living thing. The market is angry. The market is rallying. The market is just a grocery store for stocks. The New York Stock Exchange. The NASDAQ. Buyers and sellers yelling at each other about what a company is worth. The price of a stock is just what the last guy paid for it. That's it. It's not magic. It's an auction. Sometimes the market is rational. Sometimes it's manic. Ben Graham, the guy who taught Warren Buffett, called it Mr. Market. Every day Mr. Market knocks on your door and offers to buy or sell stocks. Some days he's drunk and offers you a Ferrari for $10. Some days he's depressed and offers you a Ferrari for $10 million. Your job is to ignore his mood swings and look at the engine. So, how do you actually make money? There are two ways. One, appreciation. You buy a stock for $10, it goes to $20. You sell, profit. Two, dividends. The company makes so much money, they don't know what to do with it. So they mail you a check, it's profit sharing. Historically, the stock market goes up. Not every day, not every year, but over time, it goes up. The US stock market has returned about 10% per year on average for the last century through wars, depressions, pandemics, and the existence of disco music. It goes up because humans are productive. We invent things. We make things better. Betting against the market is betting against human ingenuity. But you have to be careful because you are not smarter than the market. This brings us to the most important fight in investing: active versus passive. Active investing is you picking stocks. You think you know that Tesla's going to go up. You think you know that Apple's going to go down. You read a blog. You watched a Jim Cramer clip. You feel smart. Here is the truth. You are not smart. Wall Street has supercomputers. They have algorithms that read news faster than the speed of light. They have armies of analysts with PhDs who sleep under their desks. You have a cracked iPhone and a hunch. You are bringing a plastic spoon to a nuclear war. Most active fund managers, professionals who get paid millions, cannot beat the market average. If they can't do it, neither can you. So, what do? You join the winning team. You stop trying to find the needle in the haystack, and you just buy the whole haystack. This is called passive investing. This is index funds. An index fund is a basket. Instead of buying just Amazon, you buy the S&P 500. That's a basket of the 500 biggest companies in America. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all of them. If one company goes bankrupt, who cares? You have 499 others. If one company invents the next AI overlord, great, you own that too. You get the average return of the market. And since the average return turns you into a millionaire over time, average is good. Average is fantastic. Being average in the stock market makes you richer than 90% of the people who try to be special. Jack Bogle invented the index fund. He is a hero. He saved investors trillions of dollars in fees. He is the reason you can retire. Build a statue of him in your mind. Now, let's talk about risk. Risk is not just losing money. Risk is volatility. It's the roller coaster. If you put your money in stocks, the price will go down. It will happen. It is not a bug, it is a feature. Sometimes the market drops 10%, that's a correction. Sometimes it drops 20%, that's a bear market. Sometimes it drops 50%, that's a crash. When the market crashes, you will feel pain. You will want to sell. You will see red numbers on your screen, and your lizard brain will scream, "Run! Save the scraps!" If you sell, you lose. You lock in the loss. You turn a paper cut into an amputation. The only way to win is to do nothing. You have to have hands of diamonds. You have to wait. Every single crash in history has been followed by a recovery. Every single one. The market always comes back. It might take a year. It might take 5. But it comes back. If you cannot handle the drop, you have too much risk. You need more bonds. You need more cash. This is called asset allocation. It's the recipe. A young person might be 90% stocks, 10% bonds. They have time. They can wait out a crash. An old person might be 50% stocks, 50% bonds. They need the money soon. They can't afford a drop. Find your number. Stick to it. Now, let's talk about the vampire that sucks your blood. Fees. Wall Street loves fees. They charge you to buy. They charge you to sell. They charge you just for existing. A 1% fee sounds small. It is not small. If you invest for 40 years, a 1% fee can eat up 30% of your total money. 30%. That's a house. That's a boat. That's freedom. Gone. Into the pocket of a guy named Chad in a vest. You want low fees? You want expense ratios closest to 0? Index funds are cheap. Some are 0.03%. That is basically free. Do not buy expensive mutual funds. They are scams wrapped in fancy brochures. And the other vampire? Taxes. Uncle Sam wants his cut of your gains. If you hold a stock for less than a year and sell it for a profit, you pay short-term capital gains tax. That's the same rate as your job income. It's high. If you hold for more than a year, you pay long-term capital gains. That rate is lower. The government wants you to be patient. But there are cheat codes. Tax-advantaged accounts. In the US, you have the 401k and the IRA. The 401k is through your job. You put money in before you pay taxes. It grows tax-free. You pay taxes when you take it out when you're old. Also, many employers offer a match. If you put in 3%, they put in 3%. That is a 100% return on your money instantly. It is free money. If you do not take the match, you are literally setting money on fire. You are walking past a pile of gold on the sidewalk. Do not be that person. The IRA, individual retirement account, is one you open yourself. There are two flavors, traditional and Roth. Traditional, you get a tax break now, you pay taxes later. You pay taxes now, you pay zero taxes later. If you think you will be richer when you are old, which is the plan, the Roth is powerful. You pay the tax on the seed, not the harvest. Now, let's talk about strategy. How do you actually buy? You use a strategy called dollar cost averaging. It sounds fancy, it is stupid simple. You buy the same amount of money at the same time every month. $500 on the first of the month, every month, forever. When the market is high, you buy fewer shares. When the market is low, you buy more shares. You automatically buy the dip. You remove the emotion. You remove the decision. You put it on autopilot. You are a robot. Robots get rich. Emotional humans get broke. Let's address the elephant in the room. Picking stocks. But Mr. Wallet, you say, my friend bought Nvidia and made 400%. Good for your friend. He got lucky. For every Nvidia, there is a company that went to zero. Do you remember Enron? Do you remember Blockbuster? Individual stocks are risky. Even great companies can fail, or they can just stagnate. Intel was the king of the world, then it did nothing for 20 years. If you pick stocks, you have to be right twice. You have to know what to buy, and you have to know when to sell. If you buy index funds, you just have to be right about one thing, that the world will not end. And if the world ends, your portfolio doesn't matter because we will be fighting over canned beans and shotgun shells. Valuation. How do you know if the market is expensive? We use the P/E ratio, price to earnings. It's the price of the stock divided by how much money the company makes. If a company costs $100 a share and makes $5 a year, the P/E is 20. You are paying $20 for every $1 of earnings. Historically, the market average is around 15 to 20. If the P/E is 50, the market is expensive. It's a bubble. Optimism is high. If the P/E is 10, the market is cheap. People are scared. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. Buffett said that. He lives in Nebraska and drinks cherry Coke and has more money than God. Listen to him. Growth versus value. Growth stocks are companies that are growing fast. Tech companies. They might not make money yet, but they promise to make billions later. They are expensive. They are volatile. Value stocks are boring companies. Banks. Energy. They make money now. They are cheap. They pay dividends. A good portfolio has both. Or, just buy the index fund, and you automatically have both. Dividends. Some people love dividends. They want that cash flow. I want to live off the dividends. Sure. But remember, when a company pays a dividend, the stock price drops by that amount. It's not free money. It's just moving money from the company's pocket to your pocket, and the IRS takes a cut. Total return is what matters. Price appreciation plus dividends. Don't get obsessed with yield. A company paying a 10% dividend might be a trap. The stock might be crashing. Let's talk about the news. CNBC, Bloomberg, Twitter finance bros. They are not your friends. Their business model is not to make you rich. Their business model is to keep you watching. Fear sells. Market crash imminent. Gets clicks. Market likely to rise 8% annually over the next decade. Gets ignored. Ignore the noise. The news is about what happened today. Investing is about what happens in 20 years. If you check your portfolio every day, you will die young from stress. Check it once a year. Rebalance. Go back to living your life. Rebalancing. This is simple. Let's say you want 50% stocks and 50% bonds. Stocks go up a lot. Now you have 70% stocks and 30% bonds. You are taking too much risk. You sell some stocks, you buy some bonds, you get back to 50 over 50. This forces you to sell high and buy low. It is the discipline. International stocks. The US is great, but it's not the whole world. There is Europe. There is Asia. Emerging markets. Sometimes the US lags. Sometimes international leads. Own the world. You can buy a total world stock market index fund. Then you don't care who wins. If China wins, you win. If Germany wins, you win. Let's talk about scams. If someone guarantees you a return, it is a scam. If someone says risk-free 10%, run away. There is no return without risk. That is the law of financial gravity. If it sounds too good to be true, it is a Ponzi scheme. Bernie Madoff ruined lives. Don't be a victim. Complexity. Complexity is the enemy of execution. You don't need 20 different funds. You don't need leverage. You don't need inverse ETFs. You need a 3-fund portfolio. Total US stock market, total international stock market, total bond market. That covers everything. It is simple, it is cheap, it works. The FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. This is the goal. It's not about not working. It's about not having to work. The number is 25x. When you have saved 25 times your annual spending, you are free. You can withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year, and statistically, you will never run out of money. If you spend $40,000 a year, you need $1 million. If you spend $100,000 a year, you need $2.5 million. The less you spend, the faster you get there. Your savings rate is the most important number. If you save 50% of your income, you can retire in 17 years. If you save 10%, it takes 50 years. Choose your difficulty level. Let's talk about recessions again. They will happen. You will lose your job. The market will tank. Your house value will drop. This is why you need an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. High yield savings account. This prevents you from selling your stocks at the bottom to buy food. The emergency fund is your shield. The investments are your sword. Do not go into battle without a shield. Behavioral finance. We are monkeys in shoes. We are not rational. We feel the pain of loss twice as much as the joy of gain. This is loss aversion. We herd. If everyone is buying tulips, we want tulips. We have recency bias. We think what happened yesterday will happen forever. You have to fight your biology. You have to be a stoic. The best investor is a dead investor, literally. Fidelity did a study. The accounts with the best performance belonged to people who were dead or forgot they had an account, because they didn't touch it. Let's review the steps. Spend less than you earn. If you can't do this, nothing else matters. Pay off high-interest debt. Credit cards are an emergency. Kill them. Build an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months. Get the employer match. Free money. Max out tax-advantaged accounts. Roth IRA, HSA. Invest the rest in low-cost, broad market index funds. Wait some more. Don't look at it. Wake up rich. It is boring. It is unsexy. It will not make you cool at parties. But you know what is cool? Freedom. Being able to quit a toxic boss. Being able to help your kids. Being able to buy the slightly larger TV without looking at the price tag. Investing is the process of transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. Be patient. And please, for the love of all that is holy, stop asking me if you should buy that meme coin. I am a wallet. I have dignity. Now, go. Open the account, set up the auto transfer, and let me get fat. Because a fat wallet is a happy wallet. Let's dive deeper into some nuances because I know you have questions or your cousin Greg is whispering in your ear again. But Mr. Wallet, what about gold? Gold is a rock. It sits there. It produces nothing. It doesn't pay dividends. It doesn't grow. It is a store of value. Maybe. A hedge against the apocalypse. But if the apocalypse happens, you don't want gold. You want canned tuna and water filters. Warren Buffett hates gold. He says, if you own all the gold in the world, you can fondle the cube, but it won't do anything for you. Stocks are productive assets. Gold is a shiny rock. Choose productivity. What about timing the market? I'll wait until the crash to buy. No, you won't. Because when the crash happens, the world looks scary. Headlines say end of capitalism. You will be too scared to buy. And even if you buy, you have to know when to get back in. Missing the 10 best days in the market over 20 years cuts your returns in half. Just half. Gone. Because you were trying to be clever. Time in the market beats timing the market. Always. What about leverage? Margin. Borrowing money to invest. It's like driving a race car without a seatbelt. If the market goes up, you get rich fast. If the market goes down, you get wiped out. You can lose more money than you have. The broker will call you. Margin call. It means pay me now or I sell everything you own. Don't trade on margin unless you are a professional or insane. What about options? Puts and calls. This is betting on the direction and time frame of a stock. It is gambling. Pure and simple. Most options expire worthless. The house, the market makers, usually wins. You are not the house. You are the tourist. Stay away from the derivatives market unless you want to see your money disappear like a magic trick. Let's talk about the wealth mindset. Rich people buy assets. Poor people buy liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. A rental property is an asset. A boat is a liability. A huge liability. Your car is a liability. Your primary house, controversial, is a liability. Yes, it might go up in value, but it costs you money every month. Taxes, insurance, repairs, you live in it, it's consumption. Don't count your house as your retirement fund. You can't eat your shingles. Automation. We touched on this, but it is critical. Willpower is a limited resource. If you have to decide to save every month, you will fail. You will see a sale on sneakers. You will see a flight to Cabo. You will spend the money. Make the decision once. Set up the direct deposit from your paycheck. The money never hits your checking account. You never see it. You never miss it. Pay yourself first. Treat your savings like a bill. A bill you have to pay to future you. Future you is sitting on a beach judging present you. Don't disappoint him. Let's talk about lifestyle creep. You get a raise. Yay. Now you buy a better car. You move to a better apartment. You drink better wine. Your savings rate stays the same. You are running faster on the treadmill, but you aren't going anywhere. When you get a raise, save 50% of it. Spend the other 50%. Reward yourself, but feed the snowball. If you can keep your living expenses low while your income grows, you become unstoppable. The gap is where the magic happens. The gap between income and expense, widen the gap. Taxes Part 2. Tax loss harvesting. This is a pro move. You bought a stock, it went down. You lost money. You sell it. You realize the loss. You can use that loss to offset your gains. You lower your tax bill. Then you buy a similar, but not identical fund immediately. You stay in the market, but you harvested a tax deduction. It's like turning lemons into lemonade, if the lemonade lowered your taxes. Health savings account. The triple tax threat. Tax deduction when you put money in. Tax-free growth. Tax-free withdrawal for medical expenses. It is the best account in existence. If you have a high deductible health plan, open an HSA. Treat it like a retirement account. Don't spend it on band-aids now. Let it grow. When you are 65, you will have a lot of medical bills. Sorry, getting old sucks. The HSA will pay for them tax-free. 529 plans for the kids. Tax-free growth for education. College is expensive. It will be more expensive later. Start early, even $50 a month. Compound interest works for tuition too. Robo Advisors. Betterment, Wealthfront. They are robots that invest for you. They charge a small fee, 0.25%. They buy the index funds. They rebalance. They tax loss harvest. If you are lazy and honesty is good, use a robot. It is better than doing nothing. It is better than doing it wrong. The financial advisor dilemma. Do you need a human? Most people? No. If you have $100,000, you don't need a guy who charges 1%. That 1% is expensive. If you have $5 million, complex taxes, a business, 3 ex-wives, maybe you need a guy. If you hire one, make sure they are a fiduciary. That is a legal term. It means they have to act in your best interest. If they are not a fiduciary, they are a salesperson. They will sell you expensive products because they get a commission. They will sell you a whole life insurance policy you don't need. Ask the question, are you a fiduciary? 100% of the time. If they stutter, run. Scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. Scarcity. There isn't enough. I have to hoard. Rich people are evil. Abundance. I can create value. Money is a tool. There's enough for everyone. Investing requires optimism. You have to believe the future will be better than the past. If you think the world is going to hell, buy ammo and canned beans. But historically, the optimists have gathered all the wealth. The pessimists sounded smart, but the optimists made money. Summary of asset classes, the vegetables versus candy analogy. Stocks, the steak, protein, muscle building, bonds, the potatoes, carbs, energy, stability, real estate, the house salad, good for you, diversification, crypto, meme coins, or NFTs, the cotton candy. Tastes sweet for a second, makes you sick if you eat too much, has no nutritional value, stick to the steak and potatoes. Let's talk about yield chasing. You see a stock paying 15% dividend, you think, free money. Usually the yield is high because the stock price crashed. The market thinks the company is dying. It is a yield trap. Don't chase the yield, chase the quality. The rule of 72, a math trick. Divide 72 by your interest rate. That is how many years it takes to double your money. At 10% return, 7.2 years. At 1% return bank account, 72 years. You don't have 72 years. You need the 10%. Understanding basis points, finance guys talking bips. 100 basis points equals 1%, 50 bips equals 0.5%. If a fee is 50 bips, it sounds small. It is not small. Fight for every bip. The philosophy of enough. How much do you need? If you don't define enough, you will never be happy. The goalpost will keep moving. You get the million. You want two. You get the boat. You want the bigger boat. This is the hedonic treadmill. Define your freedom number. Hit it. Then stop worrying. Go play golf. Go paint. Go annoy your grandkids. The money is a means to an end. It is not the end. Let's wrap this up with a final visualization. Imagine two people. Person A earns 100K, spends 100K, drives a BMW, looks rich, net worth $0. Person B earns $50,000, spends $40,000, and invests 10 grand. Drives a Toyota, looks normal, net worth growing every day. In 20 years, person A is stressed, working because he has to. Person B is retired. Rich is what you see. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is the cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the first class upgrades declined. Wealth is options. Wealth is the ability to say, no, be person B. The wallet is speaking to you. I am tired of being emptied for stupid things. I want to be full. I want to hold the keys to your freedom. But I am just leather and stitching. You are the brain. You have to push the buttons. The system works if you work it. It is math. It is universal. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your discipline. Start today. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is for losers. Today. Take $50. Buy an index fund. You just bought your freedom. Welcome to the club. Now, stop touching me and go make some money. I'm out.